my understanding is that your father was a Maronite Christian, is that right?
Yeah, Maronite, yes.
And that he also, it was very interesting, he had a very interesting background fighting for his country, is that correct?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that and how that impacted you?
My father, yes, Maronite is following Saint Maroon, who is Catholic. He's under the Catholic Church.
Right.
And my father married Orthodox lady, a Greek Orthodox lady.
Okay.
And at the age of 15, I started going to Protestant, like church. So it was a mixture at home that is very weird,
Yes.
between. But anyway, my mother died, when I was young, 7 years of age.
Oh.
So we didn't practice a lot, going to the Greek Orthodox church. But
Right.
all my family from my mother's side are Greek Orthodox.
Yeah.
My father was an interesting, person, not because of his Maronite or Catholic, or he was in the Christian militia. They call it the Christian militia in Lebanon because
Right.
it was,
Yeah.
And then on their rifles they have Virgin Mary or the cross, and to defend the country. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
But dad, even though that was crazy, it's war. It's killing, it's disaster. He played a beautiful role in my life, in my spiritual life.
Okay.
For two things. The first thing, or two examples.
Okay.
One example is when the bombs were heavy and it's crazy outside, and I'm telling you, bombs are heavy. We're living in bunkers and, shattered glass and...
So you're talking about in Beirut?
In Beirut.
Yes.
My dad will come and he will cover us, my sister and I, with his body. So if something happens, he will die.
Right.
And we are safe.
And you're safe.
So when I started understanding this beautiful love of himself to his children, to us,
Right.
it meant a lot to me, the love of God.
Yeah, yeah. So it's very interesting you talk about this. I just spoke with Bob Record a little bit ago, and he said that he was talking about women in particular. He said that, when girls, what do they want? They want to know that they're secure in their father's love.
Yeah.
And what I hear you saying is that security, my daddy would die to protect me.
Yes. And this what shaped my relationship with God. He would die to protect me.
Right.
And I could see him, many times. And later on with my brothers, because we lived 20 years of war. My brothers were born, and that's another war happened. And we, as girls, we were grown up. So my brothers, this is what they remember.
Right.
And this shaped also their relationship with God, that my dad will die to protect us.
Yeah. So that's also very interesting too, because your relationship with your father impacted your relationship with God.
Yes.
How different would it have been had your father not been around?
It would have been really
Catastrophic?
Yeah, because especially with the loss of a mom.
Right.
And I wouldn't have anything to compare with.
Right. Right.
Maybe I'm very sure I will understand God's love, but this is something that I compare it physically. If my dad loved me that much and he would sacrifice his life for me, what about the Lord? What about God?
Yeah.
And the second thing, and this is interesting, my dad put us first, my sister and I, as girls, even though that later on there were boys. Middle East. A boy, a girl is a disaster. Anyway, my dad loved us to, he was so proud of his girls, to the extent that we were a very poor family. We lived, at the end, we're nine people in one bedroom house.
Right.
Yeah, because my dad wouldn't leave his mom and dad when they were old, and he's the oldest, so he brought us.
Wow.
He brought them to take care of them with us. And we were 5 kids, my stepmom, because he got married again, and his mother and his father. And he had 1 bedroom flat.
Wow.
And we were not very rich, but what he did, he sent my sister and I to the best schools in town.
Yeah.
Private schools. He paid a lot of money, and sometimes he borrowed money to give us education, while he put the boys in public schools. He said, the boys, no problem, it's society that takes care of the boys.
Right.
They can work whatever.
Yeah.
But the girls should have a proper education.
Wow.
So we grew in going to school, going to university, spoke 3 languages.
Right.
And yeah.
So is your father still alive right now?
I wish. No.
Oh, I can only
He passed
imagine.
away 20 years ago.
Wow. But I mean, what you just talked about there is so crucial. You've talked about the importance of your father in shaping your life.
Yes.
And that's what we talk about as well at Dad Talk today, that, the importance of fathers in shaping their children's lives. My understanding is that maybe if you were one of your brothers, they might say, well, wait a minute, where's my dad for me? But
well, yeah, this is what happened, because I said something, maybe 1 month ago, and my middle brother said, excuse me, so you were loved more than us? But he knew what I mean.
Yeah.
And especially that he has girls himself.
Yeah, and now he does the same thing?
Yeah, no, his girls are his world.
Yeah, well, it's a very beautiful story, and I want to just thank you for sharing that with us.